Leo adjusted his spectacles, a familiar habit when deep in thought. Blueprints spread before him, a complex web of lines and angles, like a map to freedom, or perhaps a labyrinth of despair. Each line represented a challenge, a hurdle to overcome. Around the worn wooden table sat his crew, the heart and soul of the Crimson Fox. Jax, the muscle, a towering figure whose strength was only matched by his loyalty. Maya, the tech wizard, her fingers dancing across the keyboard, weaving magic with code. And Finn, the charmer, a master of deception with a smile that could disarm even the most hardened security guard. They weren't just a team, assembled for a job, they were family, bound together, forged by hardship, shared secrets, and a hunger for more than the hand they'd been dealt. From stealing pies as kids, a youthful rebellion, to pulling off legendary heists that echoed through the underworld, their bond, tested by time and fire, was their greatest asset, an unbreakable chain. Now, older faces etched with the stories of their past and weary from years spent in the shadows, they longed for peace, a quiet life far from the dangers they knew so well. But the past, like a persistent shadow, clung to them, refusing to release its grip. One last job, Leo had promised, his voice heavy with the weight of the decision. A final score, a chance to finally buy their freedom, to escape the life they had always known. The target, Omnicorp Tower, a monument to greed and power. Leo studied the plans, his brow furrowed in concentration, feeling the immense weight of responsibility pressing down on him. This job was different, unlike anything they had faced before. Riskier, darker, with consequences that stretched far beyond their own lives. The stakes, not just money but their futures, their very lives hanging in the balance. He saw the worry etched on his friends' faces, the unspoken fears that haunted their dreams, the fatigue that clung to their movements, a constant reminder of the years they had spent running. But he had to lead them one last time, to guide them through the darkness towards the promise of a new dawn. The Crimson Fox would either vanish forever, fading into the mists of legend, their story unfinished, or fall, crashing down in flames, their dreams reduced to ashes. Omnicorp Tower, a monument to power, a symbol of absolute control, impenetrable, legendary, a fortress of steel and secrets, its walls rumored to be unbreachable, and home to the Ethelred chip, a revolutionary piece of technology whispered about in hushed tones. The chip could erase anyone's digital existence, wipe them clean from the grid, leaving no trace behind, the ultimate escape, a chance to vanish, to start anew, to become someone else entirely. Their client, the broker, offered a fortune, more money than they could ever dream of, and one use of the chip for themselves, a prize more valuable than any sum of money. For Leo, the clean slate mattered more than the money, a chance to bury his past, to finally find peace. The plan was meticulous, every detail accounted for, every contingency considered. Finn would charm his way in, using his silver tongue to bypass the first layer of defense. Maya would outsmart the AI security, weaving through the digital web with unmatched skill. Jax would handle the vault, his brute strength and technical expertise the key to unlocking the prize. And Leo would orchestrate, the puppet master pulling the strings from the shadows. But the risks were immense, the stakes higher than ever before. Omnicorp's security was unmatched, a labyrinth of lasers, sensors, and watchful eyes. And the Warden AI adapted to every threat, learning and evolving with each passing second. Jax trained harder, pushing his body to its absolute limit. Maya obsessed over code, fueled by caffeine and the burning desire to succeed. Finn rehearsed his new identity, perfecting every gesture, every word. Leo watched, calculating every move, analyzing every weakness. But sensing cracks in their unity, a growing unease that threatened to unravel everything. Greed, fear, exhaustion, the corrosive elements eating away at their resolve. They were all feeling the strain, the weight of the impossible task bearing down on them. This had to be the last job. No more risks, no more close calls. The cost of failure was unthinkable. Capture, imprisonment, or worse. The promise of freedom was almost within reach, a tantalizing glimpse of a better life. But trust was starting to fray, the bonds of loyalty stretched to their breaking point. Tension simmered in their hideout. Finn took secret calls, his charm now a mask. Maya grew paranoid, convinced someone was listening in. "There's a ghost in the machine, Leo," she whispered, eyes haunted. Jax, usually unshakable, fumbled a practice run, frustration boiling over. Leo saw the signs: suspicion, fear, fatigue. The trust that once bound them was rusting. Was Maya's paranoia justified? Was Finn hiding something? Even Jax seemed distant. burdened by more than exhaustion. Leo felt the team slipping through his fingers. He replayed Maya's warning. Was there really a traitor? One weak link could doom them all. The mission, and their family, hung by a thread. Rain cloaked the city as the heist began. Finn, in disguise, charmed his way into the lobby, drawing all eyes. Maya in the van hacked security, opening a rooftop entrance for Jax. Jax rappelled down, bypassed locks, and slipped inside. Leo coordinated, eyes on every feed, heart pounding. The plan unfolded perfectly. Until alarms blared. The Warden AI had adapted. Someone had tipped them off. Steel shutters slammed down. Panic erupted. On the feed, Finn was escorted away by guards. Smiling. The betrayal was clear. The perfect job had become a trap. Leo's worst fears were realized. The Crimson Fox was cornered, and one of their own had sold them out. Finn's betrayal wasn't just a setback, it shattered everything they had built together. The foundation of their team, their shared history, all crumbled in that single, devastating moment. Jax, never one to back down, demanded answers, his voice echoing with a mixture of anger and disbelief. He needed to understand why, how their brother-in-arms could turn on them so completely. Meanwhile, Maya fought the Warden with a renewed ferocity, desperate for an escape, not just from the prison, but from the crushing weight of Finn's treachery. Leo, burdened by leadership, made a brutal choice: save the loyal, leave the traitor behind to face the consequences of his actions, a decision that would haunt him. Jax, fueled by rage and a thirst for retribution, grabbed the chip, the key to exposing Finn's deceit, and fought his way out, a one-man army fueled by betrayal. Maya, resourceful as ever, found a risky escape through the building's storm drains, navigating the murky depths towards freedom. Leo guided them, his heart heavy with the loss of a friend and the weight of his decision. They escaped, but the cost was trust, broken, perhaps irrevocably. The bonds that once held them together were now frayed and fragile. In a new hideout, the silence was thick with grief, a palpable presence that suffocated the room. Leo held the chip, torn between erasing their past, burying the evidence of their actions, or seeking justice, exposing Finn's crimes to the world. He chose revenge, to frame Finn for every crime the Crimson Fox had ever committed, turning him into the scapegoat for their collective sins. Finn wanted a new life. Leo would give him one, just not the one he expected. A life behind bars, branded as a criminal. The crew was free, but forever changed by the betrayal and the choices they made in its wake. Some ghosts, Leo realized, never leave. They linger in the shadows of your mind, haunting your every decision.